Hey YouTube, and thank you for watching Junkworks DIY Garage. Well, you guys seem to like my last drone video I did. It was this Skyrider one here. And I'll be honest, I paid less for this than I did this. So I'm hoping maybe it's a little bit better, but I kind of doubt it. I got this one at Harbor Freight. And it was like $39.99, almost 40 bucks. But like I said, it's still fairly cheap, fairly inexpensive, and these are fun little toys. I've been enjoying messing around with this one. Now, I am still planning on getting a video up about how to use your phone with this one for the camera that's in this. This one does not have a camera, and honestly, I made the camera work once on that, and now I'm having trouble with the download again. So, but keep an eye out. I will have a video on that and get it all figured out. But regardless, until then, hopefully you'll enjoy this one. We're going to kind of unbox this, open it up, and see what we think. And I pulled it out of the box here. It came with some little parts and pieces in a baggie, and then this inside the box here. I will say this was in there, and I believe I am correct. The light cover, this is a light cover, and one of them is popped off of here, so we'll have to put that back on. It doesn't look like it broke per se, it just looks like it popped off. Well, maybe if I don't break it trying to get it back in there. There we go. Definitely goes in one way or the other. Oh, and then I just squished that trying to put that in there, so be more careful than I was. Seems to have somewhat popped back, but it definitely cracked it a little bit, like in the seam here where it comes together. So that's one downfall. I will say this is definitely feels even lighter and cheaper than the other one does. The other one actually has a little bit more heft to it, I think, than this one. This one actually, let's put them together here. Actually looks like it's a little bigger in, yeah, the size. As you can see, it's a little bit longer all the way around there, but all in all, it's about the same type of design. Let's see here. You know what, actually I'm going to take it back. This one is actually a little bit heavier. This one just seems like it's made out of a little bit better materials, I guess, a little harder plastic. But also that might mean this one can take a little bit more of a blow and give a little bit rather than cracking. But it also has this, which I'm assuming is to charge the battery somehow. I do not see a battery yet. I'm sure there will be one. Came with a couple extra propellers here. The legs, which we'll have to put on. So let's go ahead and work on that part of it. Not sure if this is gonna, yeah, these ones look like they are all the same, but they take a screw. I can't remember, but I think the other ones, this is definitely cheaper filling to get on here too. It's definitely a lot cheaper for a little bit more money, I would say. And it comes with the little screws. And this one does not have a magnetic end on it, which my other one did have. So that'll make it a little bit harder. I'm going to go see if I can find a little screwdriver that came with my other one. It'll make life easier. So I found the other screwdriver. Quite honestly, they look like they came out of the same factory, just the Harbor Freight one doesn't have the ability to magnetize. So I will say I would, for the price that you pay for this one, they should put a little magnetized screwdriver in there. Not that it's a whole lot better with my big fat fingers, but now this screwdriver seems to actually work better for these screws. It is a little bit, I think, bigger, a little fatter. So between the two, I'll get them all in, hopefully. Something I have noticed on this one is it appears like the battery is in it. I can't remember if the other one had the battery in it. It definitely seems a little bit different. The charger on the other one has like a string, and this one just has this, so we'll have to see what the battery looks like. I was hoping they'd be similar or the same so that I'd have a couple batteries. Oh, there's a little clip here you got to push on. Huh, yeah, they look pretty similar. In fact, I'll go get the other one and see. Yeah, they're pretty darn close to the same thing. I'd be willing to bet I could probably throw this one in here and make it work. I'll make sure the numbers are close to 3.7 volt, 3.7 volt. This says 380 milliamps. This one's 400. Otherwise, I'd be willing to say this will probably work in here while I charge it. I'll be able to use the same charger for them both, which will be nice. Look a little better here. Woo! Lights came on and everything. So, I probably should have told you to shut it off. You know what? There's a place for a switch to shut it off, but there is no switch to shut it off that I'm seeing here. So I'm going to have to read in the book and see if there is something. So I would like to not have it going all the time. Okay, there you go. So I don't know what just happened here, I'll be honest. This says altitude hold. And then I pull that off and then it's not. So I don't know. There's no switch here, and I don't know if there's supposed to be an on-off switch there that I'm missing on something. Okay. And here's the forward and back. A couple little buttons there for pushing. Ooh, I don't like that. My fingers are too big to get to them, kind of. And this finger doesn't work. So I don't know if this is going to work great for me, but we'll mess with it and make things work. If I have to hold it like this. Alright, I'm going to look at this a little bit more, start charging the battery for it, and I'll get back to you when it's flying. I looked through the instructions a little bit. I also lost the screw to this when I took it out, but quite honestly I leave the screw out of my other one too, because these batteries don't last that long anymore. I'm hoping these will even work. I would not buy these ELB or EBL ones. I got some other ones on the way. I might do a video on that at some point. Yeah, I'll talk about that in another video at some point, but regardless, it takes the AAAs, 3 of them there in that for the remote, and then I went through all this, and there's a pretty good of how this all works right here. You probably can't see it all, but there is a lot of things to do, a lot of different things, and most of it seems to be the way you twist and turn and go up and down with your wrist, but also some backward and forward stuff with this, as well as start stop is here. Let's see, let's do that. Start stop, start button, power button, directional switch. So quite honestly, I'm going to see if I can do power. So that turned the power on this. Didn't seem to do anything with that. So let's see if, well, start button. I'm going to hold it. Nope. Okay, so I'm going to turn this on up here. And then, so there's no real sequence on how things are working here. So start. Doesn't seem to be starting anything. Okay. I'm going to turn them both off here. I'm going to turn this one on first. It's flashing. Now it's flashing more. There we go. So you got to turn this on first, then this on. and then start and stop. Whoa. And it just went up all by its lonesome there. So I think this one's gonna be a little bit harder. I think that if I was a first time, and this thing's made for a little kid's hand, but if I was gonna be a first timer with this, I definitely think so far the other one is a lot easier. But I'm gonna put this down on the ground because I'm a little nervous about that. All right. Nope. Nope. It doesn't say how to make sure everything's in the right direction. Alright, so try it again. Whoa! I'm kind of holding it just to see what it wants to do. So I got 3 of them going and not one. And to stop it is much harder. That's uncontrollable. I'm gonna go outside and mess with it. We'll see. That green is forward. I'm inside again, and I think I actually got it figured out. First of all, green is forward. Second of all, I hold it like this and maneuver it like this. So if you want to go down, and because I've found that when you first turn it on, it just wants to go up and it just won't stop. So if you want to go down, you got to kind of push on this. I don't know if you push in or push down on it and nose it down, and then it goes down, and then kind of does the same thing going up. I'll show you. I'm getting used to it anyway, so hopefully you'll see that it's not so bad once you get used to it. Like everything else, it just takes time. Definitely just having it like this. My hand does not function correctly. Had a bad surgery on it and it just doesn't work right. So quite honestly, holding it in my hand like this is how I'm figuring it out. Still a little bit. Okay, so push down and then up forward. This is going that way. So push down, turn down. So I'm definitely able to, I can maneuver it around like this. But it does just take time. And then going up, let's see, no, you still push down and then down on the side button and up with the front. Raises it. Whoop. And then when it falls, it does seem to shut off sometimes, but not all the time. Doesn't seem to hover pretty well. Maybe you can hold your hand tight. I don't think we'll be able to twist it. I do think the side button might be. I can go back and forth, side to side, but I don't seem to be able to turn it anymore. no idea how I just did that. Okay, lift up. Holy cow, that's pretty cool. The other one does this too. I have not figured it out yet. So I haven't been outside, but hopefully you see this. Come on, calm down. Okay, so you gotta push down on the side button and push backward or push in. Come on. I don't know, I did flip, so hopefully that got on camera. I think we're running out of battery. I think those flips ran out of juice. So hopefully you got the flips there, and all I did was like this and it did a reverse flip. But I couldn't tell, I think I was pushing down on it and doing that. Wow, for some reason that's turning it on too. Whoa! I just did a flip on accident. Holy. Yep, I think the battery's dying on it. Decent amount of run time if you're just playing around inside. I'd say it's got a little more run time than the other one, maybe. I'd have to really compare them and do exactly the same stuff to figure that out. Well, I scared my puppy a little bit. She's not used to the remote controls yet. My other dog just lays there and relaxes. Don't be chewing on those. These are no-no. Be the second pair that would go away. Luckily these are cheap. But regardless, I was to a point I was about ready to take that thing back, but then I figured out how to flip it and that was pretty cool. So hopefully I can figure that out again. I believe you have to push down on the side button and somehow bring it back in a certain way, and it does a flip. I did several of them on accident and a couple on purpose. Yeah, but this is Allie, our new puppy. She's not that new anymore. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that. Go check out my video on my other one if you haven't watched that already. I'd say it's a little funner to me. I kind of like it a little bit more. I'll probably keep this around and play with it a little bit more as well. They're cheap toys. Definitely had to get used. This one was much harder to get used to, and it's still a little harder to fly. The other one has different speeds, so like inside I can keep it on the low speed and have no problems at all. This one is just one speed and it's pretty quick, at least for somebody who's buying one like that as a beginner probably. So I'd say that one's this one's definitely harder to figure out. And those other ones are actually a little cheaper, and the other ones do a flip as well. I've not figured out the flip yet. There's a button and you have to push things, and I just haven't figured it out yet. So, and I was waiting until I went outside. I totally didn't mean to flip that one, and I did it on accident. So regardless, it was pretty fun once I figured it out. Putting it in your hand for me did not work out at all. It definitely worked better just to kind of, you know, use my hands to manipulate it side to side. In that case, like I said, for a little kid, kids are quicker than old farts like me at figuring things out, so that might actually be real easy for them to sit there and go like this and push the buttons and stuff. I do think that that thumb button on the side, it might be kind of broken. Like, I think it intermittently works, so That could be some of the problem. I might see if they'll trade me another one, maybe. We'll have to see. But and that little light thing, the little plastic piece, did pop out again one other time when I was messing with it, so that kind of sucks. But regardless, they're fun little toys. They're cheap. You know, if they're outside, you definitely gotta have no wind with both of them. A little bit of wind just takes them and they go, and then you're chasing after them or hoping you're not running into something. So if you're going to be outside, I would suggest probably going to a big field, especially at first, to try them out. Anyhow, they're pretty fun. I like the other one better if you, you know, and it's cheaper. At least it was cheaper, and I think it's even gotten cheaper according to some comments I've gotten on that video. So regardless, you choose what you want as far as that. You could get them both for what the plus some. You could probably buy about 10 of them for what a lot of them cost. So it's a good learning first tool, and quite honestly, it's gotten me to a point where I might spend $1 or $2 on a decent one with a camera and stuff, you know, for YouTube and to have fun with. So regardless, if I do, you'll be seeing it on this channel. So best way to find my stuff is on my playlists. These ones will be in first looks and reviews. So go check out my playlist. You'll find that, plus a lot more stuff. I do mechanical stuff, DIY homeowner stuff, and several other things. So go check out my channel, check out the playlists, and you'll find something you'll enjoy, I'm sure. Thanks for watching Junkworks DIY Garage, where I'm proud to say I'm a jack of all and master of none. You all have a good one. I'm going to have to get up and turn the camera off. I think I wore her out.